Can you tell us a little bit about what the Clear Curbs initiative has done to your business?
It has really affected the business more than 50%. We actually have a couple of stores up the block, one on 94th Street, one on 97, and we can tell there's a big difference between there and over here. You know, within, I'd give it 3 months, you know, I'll be closed down, honestly.
So can you tell me a little bit about your experience so far with the Clear Curbs initiative out front?
The experience has not been a positive one as a business owner. It's been very challenging to receive our deliveries in a timely manner. We have to pretty much on a daily basis juggle around our schedule because the deliveries now come whenever they can come.
Has it increased costs for you?
Absolutely, yeah. Increased costs on the staffing side. Wages we have to pay additional because we have to keep staff longer. We have loss of revenue on the other end because guests absolutely do not come here anymore between 4 and 7 for hippie hour, which is our pretty much busiest time, because they know they can't park.
How has the Clear Curbs initiative affected your business?
Losing customers. I mean, they're not able to find parking. They used to live in the neighborhood for the last few years, and they moved out to Connecticut, to Jersey, Long Island. But they still like to come around here, but lately they've been calling Glenn. We won't be able to come, because last time I tried to come here, I was not able to find parking. And we've been losing a lot of customers like that. In the last few months, almost 30% down right now.
How has the Clear Curbs plan impacted your business?
It definitely affects our business, especially because since we opened before 10 a.m., we have a lot of salon owners who come in prior to them opening their stores. So we actually lose that business because they can't come in and purchase products before they open their businesses. Also, after 4 o'clock, we have a lot of out-of-towners, especially from Long Island and New Jersey, who not only come here to shop here, but to eat at the restaurants nearby. And we're definitely losing a lot of that. We usually receive deliveries all the time. So right now we have to tell our the companies who deliver to us that they're not allowed to deliver from 4 to 7. So that definitely affects us too. So if we need products that day and they were going to deliver it to us between 4 and 7, we definitely lose that. So we're seeing later deliveries, which means that our inventory or our shelves are not stocked. And that's a totally big issue. It's definitely hitting us.
If you go to a place once and you can't find parking, no big deal. You couldn't find parking that day, it's a busy day.
Right.
You go to a place twice, now it's a little bit aggravating. If you continue to see that it's a pattern, like my clients who are supposed to be coming here on a weekly basis, you know, after 3 times when they've had to circle the block, you know, 15 times for a half hour because, you know, you got to stop and then a light and then a stop and then a light. Now it's like, I don't want to go there anymore. Let me just find somewhere that's more convenient.
The business over here, commercial area, we have a lot of neighborhood, we have customers sometimes from outside come to visit us because, you know, the business really straight with the people, the customer. So the problem when they put the sign already outside, there's no stand. So we don't see nobody, they come from outside the area. So we have no shopping or nothing. Everyone, they kind of stuck. We working just for the landlord. I used to have like 4 employees. So I have already 3 months when they put the sign, I'm working myself, I have 3 months. I work in 7 days, I open 7 days, either the weekend, I work on myself. I'm tired. So I have no business, nobody.
What the city didn't understand when they implemented the Clear Curve initiative is that many of our customers come from the tri-state area, New Jersey, Connecticut, and all over Queens. These are people who come back to this area because this is where they can find multiple businesses, including service and other commerce that speak the language. They find the products that they need and the products that they want and can get the service in their predominant language. So there are customers definitely need to drive.
80–90% of my regular customer bring on a basic week bring nice thing on the regular basis. They come by drive. They will park in front here, either cross from here, the front. They will park. They would mind feeding the mirror. But all of a sudden, I haven't seen a lot of them. I can say 20% of them not showing up. My great customer, she always parks here. Yeah, I have witnessed that she's getting the ticket. She was upset, and she doesn't know where to park. She asked me, "What should we do? What should we do? But do you know when it's end?"
It's very difficult because our seller is coming down almost 50%. It's very, and the rent is very expensive at this point. And no deliveries. In the area is very difficult because people expect parking, pick out the food and get out, you know. No parking, no business.
We're a grab-and-go place, so many people spend less than 5 minutes getting in and out. So obviously the loss of parking, it has been very detrimental to us. Many of my customers, they can't stop between 4 and 7 when they're coming home from work, or from 7 to 10 when they're going to work. A lot of those customers simply just stopped coming. The first week we saw about a 25% drop in business.
En un buen porcentaje realmente. Por ejemplo, hace 2 semanas llegó una van con 15 clientes en donde no tenían parqueadero, no tenían dónde estacionar su auto. Buscaron durante más de 20 minutos, como no encontraron, esos 15 clientes se fueron. Perdimos la venta de esos 15 comensales, que es un monto que sí representa.
Have you had problems with receiving your deliveries?
Sí, les han puesto tickets. Por supuesto, hemos tenido que recortar horas. Hemos tenido que recortar horas a personal. Entonces, no solamente afecta a los clientes que no pueden tener ese momento ameno que estaban acostumbrados a compartir aquí en el restaurante, sino también el personal. Somos 24 familias que dependen de este negocio. Y por primera vez hemos tenido que cortar horas o aminorar días, darles más días de descanso, porque la venta ha influido mucho.
Yeah, we have extraordinary problems with this initiative. We receive all of our deliveries for fresh food between the hours of 7:30 in the morning and 10, which is when the initiative is taking place. So our deliveries aren't getting here in time, and so we can't prepare the food. So our menu, on any given day, we could have holes in our menu in what we have available, which is not something that is good for any restaurant. We are not a restaurant that uses a lot of frozen products, so we bring food in every day. So to not be able to get it in time to prepare it greatly hurts our business. In order to get our deliveries when we need to get them, we've agreed to pay the fines if the companies agree to deliver. So when they do get ticketed, it impacts us because we end up paying extra for all our food and services because we're paying for the tickets.
It's a major problem to people like ourselves. It really inhibits our ability to get and make early morning deliveries. We're always in a panic mode if someone pulls up with a truck to make a delivery, or if we have to roll something out of here that they're not going to get booted, or they're not going to get towed, or they're not going to get ticketed. It's very, very difficult to operate under these conditions.
Deliveries from the Benjamin Moore Paint Company, when they deliver a pallet of paint, which could be 1,000 pounds, it's delivered almost 2 blocks away, and they bring the pallet off the rear of the truck. It's a tail delivery, and then the material has to be hand moved from a block away or more to this location, and that's almost impossible to deal with, let alone the danger aspect of it. It's not safe for our employees, it's not good for the public, and in fact, when this material is being rolled down the street on a pallet jack or otherwise, it's not helping the situation.
We're used to getting our deliveries in the morning on time. With the mayor's new law, this isn't possible. They state that we can only bring in our deliveries after 11 o'clock, after 10 o'clock. It doesn't work like that.
Have your members seen increased costs?
Absolutely, because now what we have to have a staff that we were bringing in to unload these trucks, laying around, just hanging around the store, waiting for these deliveries to come in, and we have to pay them. Or else we have to send them home, which we feel is unfair to them. So it's a burden to us through our payroll, yes, of course.
The enforcement has come on strong, it's come on heavy, and it's unrelenting. Multiple vehicles with their flashing lights and sirens, tow trucks that keep intimidating people for the moment that they want to just drop off a passenger to let them into a business or to drop off their child at the daycare center.
Have you seen people getting towed? Have you seen customers?
Like within a minute, they'd get a ticket and get towed.
Within 1 minute?
Within 1 minute. Sometimes the tow truck would be waiting over there for the officer to come and give them a ticket and then tow it.
What have you seen in terms of enforcement?
Okay, so enforcement, from the beginning, the traffic police, we had 3 tow trucks on the same block. So before even any warning, the traffic police would just ticket right away. It's been probably like the first few months. It was definitely, it seemed like a money generator. Like there were so many traffic cops and there's so many tow trucks, and it didn't seem like they were enforcing clear curbs. It seemed like they were just trying to like make money. Like that's how I feel.
It is 4:11, and this vehicle received its first ticket at 4:07. Another traffic enforcement officer came up and gave him a second ticket.
We can't even have people stop for 10 seconds to drop their kids off at daycare, or to drop them off at the urgent care center or the animal hospitals. It's been really aggressive, the enforcement from 4 to 7. I've seen a family of, I believe it was 7, that was with two babies. And their car was put up on a tow truck, and the father was just pleading with the NYPD, like, please just give me the ticket, but I have these small children with me, like, don't tow the car, like, because now that they lose their vehicle, there was like all the baby stuff in the vehicle. They just wouldn't let them get inside of it. Like they towed the vehicle away. And it's over like $350 to tow a vehicle, so that can be, a big hardship for a family. They have to take 2 cabs down to the Navy Yard, spend an entire day getting their car back, and paying like almost $400 to get their car back. It was like so sad to see that. And we're at the point now where if we see someone's parked in front, we tell them to just drive away. Like I'd rather my customer, save $115 than for me to make $5 off their juice. I've even seen police vehicles ticketed while police were coming in to get a smoothie.
Our linen truck got towed. The delivery driver, who somebody we have a relationship with, was greatly impacted. Had to go to the impound lot. Had to get his truck out. They had locked his keys in his car for him, so he had to wait for a locksmith, and it was a disaster and a huge cost to their company. And not to mention we didn't get our linen that day, so we ran out of napkins, and it's just a big nightmare.
Are there any examples of either a customer or a truck getting a ticket, getting booted? Have you seen any of that?
Trucks get tickets all the time. In fact, the other day, one of our delivery guys was delivering a product to me, and at the same time getting a ticket, and he said, "Yeah, that's what happens."
Was that during the?
He came close to 10 o'clock.
We know that you can't stand at the curb forever. You got to get in and get out, and we've always done that. We've always told people, call us. We'll meet you in the street. We'll move you in and out quickly. but not when someone's running down the street with a tow truck and a boot and writing you a ticket, and it just becomes totally unreasonable. They won't come back if they get a ticket.
Have you seen your customers get tickets or towed?
Yeah, that take tickets and toll also the car because it's impossible to park in this area now. Before, many people, now it's no people. We can see the people, we don't see the money to can pay all the expenses.
Have you had to lay off any employees or cut their hours?
Yeah, we cut an hour for the employers, and it's not easy. Everybody cry now.
When the business owners don't make money and can't pay their bills, they cannot pay their employees. When they can't pay their employees, employees lose their jobs. When you lose your job, you can't pay your rent, you can't pay your bills. People may move out of the community. People may move their businesses, which leads to vacant buildings and vacant lots, and we know what that brings in.
With the new regulations like this, it sets the tone that these vacant spaces might remain vacant for a while because businesses don't want to invest in a community or into an area that doesn't allow for parking, doesn't allow for their customer base to be able to use their businesses or use their services or pick up the goods that they might want. Flatbush Avenue is a commercial corridor. It's meant to be hospitable to these trucks and for these deliveries of our businesses. This whole program is making it feel like a big highway. It feels less safe because you've got more speeding, which I think is counterintuitive to what the mayor is trying to do here. It's also creating like log jams on the side. So when the delivery trucks are trying to deliver, and and then another truck tries to come through, or a school bus, for example, it creates these blockages, and then there's a lot of beeping and a lot of extra traffic. The trucks now are impeding traffic on these cross streets in order to be able to make the deliveries at times that the businesses require them to do so.
I think it's more congestion now than before, because now the trucks line up for hours, which before everybody used to come at different times.
Retailers, the bricks and mortars of our country are challenged more so than ever. We have Amazon, we have the big guys that we're competing with. And when you make it so difficult to be able to receive a delivery or to pick up a product, it's really a tremendous hardship.
What message would you give to Mayor de Blasio?
I say please take care of it, the sooner the better, because with small businesses won't be in business anymore then. Like the stores which help to hire immigrants to work for us. If there is no business, we won't be able to hire them anymore. Now we have to let them go.
What would you like to say to the mayor about this plan?
Yeah, this broken everybody. I think it's not right because we depend on the customers. If the customer doesn't park in, we don't have customers. We're going to out of the business too soon.
If you could tell the mayor something about this plan, what would you tell him?
Get rid of it as soon as possible, because we're all suffering. We all small business owner. They depend on these businesses. The rent here is soaring. And my next year, I have to renew my lease. I really have to sit with my husband and landlord, have to make a huge decision if this keep going.
What would you like to tell the mayor about this plan?
Está afectando a la minoría, realmente, a la gente más necesitada. Deben haber otros medios para crear y poder conseguir lo que ellos quieren, pero no afectando a muchas familias. Muchísimas familias dependen de estos pequeños negocios que también contribuyen mucho al crecimiento de la zona. Pueden acrecentar los montos en todos los tickets que recaudan y ese dinero puede ser utilizado para bienes de la ciudad, pero tienen que haber otras maneras para poder lograr lo que ellos quieren.
If you had a message for Mayor de Blasio, what would it be?
Come talk to us. Instead of sending advocates or those people that you claim you sent out to talk to the local businesses, come talk to us. Come talk to my patients that got tickets. Come talk to the little pharmacy that is struggling to stay afloat, and the bakery that had to lay off people because they can't afford to keep them on payroll. Come and talk to us and see how it's affecting us.
What, if any, solution do you think would be acceptable?
Well, first of all, I think the initiative is misguided because I think it doesn't work. People are always going to park on the curb. Our delivery trucks have to park on the curb. Other businesses have to park on those curbs. And I think enforcement of the laws the way they used to be, where you had to have a commercial license and you just had the ability to stand for a few minutes. To properly enforce that would have the same effect because you still have the streets clear.
You say to the mayor about this plan?
What I would say to the mayor is to rethink your plan. I don't disagree with what you're trying to accomplish, but I think you need to consider the small businesses on Flatbush Avenue, which are the majority of businesses on Flatbush Avenue. Rents are high enough, businesses challenging enough. This takes a bite, whether it's a big one or a small one, out of business that we desperately need. Please rethink your plan. If you would have enforced the parking regulations prior to this plan, I don't think this would have even had to be, I don't think the parking regulations would have had to be changed.
If they enforced maybe 70% of the parking regulations on Flatbush, they might not have used Flatbush as one of their guinea pigs, as one of their pilot programs. They may have picked another, maybe Atlantic Avenue actually, but they never enforced the parking regulations. Never, never. There were people double parking all the time. Not only weren't they towed, because now you can't even double park and get towed, they never got a ticket.
What would you like to see changed about this?
What we would like to see change is kind of going back to what it's supposed to be. The police enforcing the loading zone restrictions, clearing the lanes so trucks and cars can come by, and let us do our job.
I would say to the mayor, use enforcement as it should be with the regular rules and save the small businesses. With the extra enforcement that they have currently, if they just use that to enforce the previous rules, the revenue would most likely be the same. Like, I've never seen a tow truck prior to the clear curbs. If they had tow trucks and they really enforced it and started to tow, I think it would probably be the same.
So if you had one message for the mayor, what would that be?
I would say to repeal the clear curbs immediately. It's hurting pretty much all the businesses on the avenue, and I don't think it's helping move the traffic any better or with safety. It's really just kind of, again, turn the neighborhood into more of a highway and created many more problems than I think, and I don't think it's solved any problems at all.
What would your message to the mayor be then about this?
My message would be, it's not only for the business, it's for the people as well, for the community. I mean, families have to go to pharmacies, have to go to get, their kids' supplies and everything. If they try to park for 1 minute, and go outside, they find out they got a ticket, some people can't afford that.
Please get rid of it, we're all suffering.